Hello guys, this is Supriya and welcome back to Selenium Webdriver series. And today we will be learning about scrolling of web pages in Selenium Webdriver. Okay, so let's start. So consider that this is a website godaddy.com, and if we want to scroll any web page, there are different ways that we follow to scroll a web page. So I'm on the top of this website. Okay, so if I want to scroll, I just do a scroll like this. Okay, this is a vertical scroll. There are horizontal scrolls as well. So first let's learn about vertical scrolls. So if you want to come to the middle of the page, and sometimes you want to just go right at the bottom of the page, okay, and then suddenly you want to shift to the top of the page, okay. So and in the horizontal scrolls as well, you just move your page to left and right as per your requirement, okay. There are instances wherein you are supposed to scroll inside the web element, okay. So that is something which I'll be telling you at the end of this session. However, let's first see the simple scrolls of the web pages, okay. So I'm using this website godaddy.com, okay, and for example I am on the top of the page currently, and if I want to come to the middle of the, say somewhere here, okay, so how to do that? So I'll just open my Eclipse and I have this class scrolling pages, okay. I've already created that to save time, and I have copied this launching of browser, implicitly wait, and maximizing the window code from the previous Selenium sessions, okay. So I'm not doing it again, and I'll just write another code of opening the website. So my website is godaddy.com, so I'll say driver.get, and my website is, okay, this is my website, so I'll just copy that and I'll just paste it over here, okay. So now let me tell you this. In Selenium WebDriver, we have the interface that is JavaScript executor, okay. We make the use of this interface, and we make the use of the methods of this interface, which is JavaScript executor, to facilitate scrolling of web pages, okay. So how to do that? First, we will create the object of JavaScript executor interface. So Java, I'll just write that, script executor, and this is my object reference variable, okay, JS equals. Now here is the trick. I'll just write the code first and then I'll explain the code. I'll import this interface JavaScript executor from org.openqa.selenium. Okay, so this interface is inside the package, which is org.openqa.selenium. Okay, and I have created the object of this interface. Now I need to convert this driver instance, okay, this driver instance to the JavaScript executor instance. This is typecasting, guys, because now in order to execute the JavaScript, we would be needing the JavaScript executor instance and not the WebDriver instance. As as you can see that this driver is the WebDriver instance. But using this driver, we cannot execute the JavaScript. Okay, to execute the JavaScript, we need to use the JavaScript executor instance. Okay, so that is the reason we are converting this driver instance into JavaScript executor instance, and this is how we do that. This is called as typecasting that we have seen in core Java sessions. Okay, and now using this JavaScript executor reference variable JS, we will access the method execute script. Okay, there is a method execute script. Okay, now we need to enter arguments here, 2 arguments. Okay, now if we want to scroll from the top of the page to the middle of the page, we need to pass the arguments here. Okay, and also the syntax of JavaScript is different from the syntax of the core Java, okay, or the Selenium. So we need to be very careful when we will be writing the JavaScript syntaxes. Okay, so here we will say double quotes. Okay, so we have the double quotes here, and there is a method window in JavaScript. We will say window dot scroll to. Okay, and inside this method we will be passing 2 pixel values. Okay, now what are these 2 pixel values? So I just write like this. Okay. Here you can see I've written 0, comma, and here it's 1000. So this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. So in this page, in this web page, godaddy.com, all the elements, they have their own location inside the HTML DOM, and the location is determined by the x and y coordinate. So not just in this website, but in any website, all the elements are represented as the x and the y coordinates. That determines the location of those elements. Okay, so be it any element, say link or the text, the text box or the button, okay, the the image, anything, any web element that is there in the web, on the web page, will have its specified location, which is determined by its x and y coordinate. So this 0 represents, this value here before the comma, this represents the x coordinate, and after the comma it represents the y coordinate. So if you want to do a vertical scroll, then you will just enter y coordinate here, or pixel, the pixel value here. Okay, so I have given the pixel value as 1000. Okay, and this argument is optional, so I'll just remove this. But since I have this double quotes here, so I'll put another closing double quotes here. Okay, so sorry, it should be outside this method, so it should be here. Okay, and I'll put a semicolon here and the semicolon outside the method. Okay, execute script method at the end. So this is how the JavaScript code is written. Okay, so you will say window dot scroll to. This is for horizontal scroll, so you will just keep it 0 because you are not doing a horizontal scroll, you are doing the vertical scroll. So you'll keep it 0. but since you are doing vertical scroll, you will write the pixel value here. Okay, this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. Okay, so let's scroll this. Let's execute this and see if my web page is scrolled to the to this limit, to 1000 pixel limit. Okay, so let's run this and check. Okay, so my browser got opened. I have this go there and see it scrolled to 1000 pixel limit. Can you see this? I'm at the middle of the web page. Okay, now what if I want to go right at the bottom of the page here? So there is another JavaScript code for scrolling right at the bottom of the page, and this is what the code is. So you will again use the reference variable as js dot, again the same method execute script. Okay, and you will again use the double quotes here and window dot scroll to. This is the method, and let me just, okay, so inside this method what you will do, you'll say 0 because you are not doing the horizontal scroll, so this value will remain 0, comma, and since you want to go right at the bottom of the page, if you are anywhere on the page, if you are on the top of the page or at the middle of the page, this code will take you to the bottom of the page. So you will say document dot body dot scroll. Okay, so this is how you write. And what is this document dot body? These are the properties. This document that you're seeing here is nothing but the HTML DOM. Okay, the entire document. HTML DOM means what? Document object model. Okay, from this document, from this entire document that is here, okay, there is a property body and another property scroll height, and we use this to scroll down to the bottom of the page. Okay, so if you want to scroll right to the bottom of the page, you write this document.body.scroll height. You're saying that in the entire document body, scroll to the height of the page, entirely scroll to the bottom of the page. That's how I can explain you guys. Okay, so I'll just repeat. I have used the JavaScript reference variable. Using this, I have accessed execute script method, and inside that I have written a JavaScript code that says window.scroll2. Scroll2 is a method, and inside this method I am passing two arguments. 0 is for horizontal scroll, so I'll keep it 0, no value here, and here, since you want to scroll to the height of the page right at the bottom, we will say document.body.scroll height. So let's see if this is taking you to the bottom of the page. So what I'll do, I'll just comment this part. Okay, this, let me just comment this as scroll to the middle of the page. And one more thing, guys, here you can give any value. I have just given 1000. Depending upon the height of the page, you can give any value. So you can give 1500, you can give 100, you can give 10, 20. So you can give any value, but it should be less than the entire height of the web page. How to get the entire height of the page, that we will understand later, but you can give any value. Okay, so let's run this code, and I have commented this also, so let me just uncomment this, and let's execute this code. So let's see. So it launched my browser, it opened GoDaddy, and it took you to the bottom of the page. Okay, so now what if you want to go right on the top of the page? Then it's very simple. You will just write minus over here, and it will take you to the top of the page. But for that, you have to be somewhere in the middle of the page or at the bottom of the page. So I just copy this code, and first you need to go right at the bottom of the page. So I'll just remove this minus sign, so it's plus. Now this code will take you to the bottom of the page, and this code will take you to the top of the page. And I'll just put thread.sleep here so that you can see what's going on. Okay. So let's execute this code. So if you want to go up, then you will have to just put minus over here, and it should take you to the top of the page. Okay, I'll just close these windows. Okay, so it launched my browser. Okay, first it took you to the bottom, and then it took you to the top of the page. Okay, now what if you want to scroll to the middle of the page and you want to click any element, you want to perform any task or action? Say if you want to click this link, get help. Okay, so first step is what? You would need to come to this area, and then you would need to click on this element. So there is another JavaScript code, and that is, I'll just comment this part. Okay, so I'm just commenting this. Alright, so the code is js.execute script. Everything remains the same. The method that we are using for scrolling the web pages is execute script method inside the JavaScript executor interface. Okay, and you will say arguments 0. I'll explain you what is this. Okay, dot. And there is a method scroll into view. Okay, inside this method you will say true. Okay, and then you will put a semicolon here, and double quotes closed. You will say comma, and you will pass another argument, which is your element. Now what is this element? This element will be the element that you want to perform action on. So we are supposed to click on this link, get help. So this is the element that we have to pass as the second argument. Okay, but we need to first locate this element. Okay, and so let's find the XPath for this, so I'll just do a right click. Okay, and for this I have the ID. Okay, so I have the ID value. Okay, so and this is inside the A tag, so I can use directly the by.id method, okay, to locate this element. So I'll just copy this value, ID value. So okay, now I will say driver dot find element by dot. Now this time I'm not creating the XPath because I have the ID. Okay, so I'll say by dot ID. Okay, and I'll just paste the ID value here. Okay, and this is the variable that I passed, so I'll just name this web element as element. Okay, I'll import this web element. So this is my element that I need to click on. Okay, so first what it will do, it will scroll into view. I mean, what I'm saying here, from the first index value, that is 0, right from the the first element on the top of the page, it will start looking for the element of your interest. The element of my interest is this element that I have passed here, and it will scroll into view, means it will scroll till I find this element. From where it will start? From the first index value, or from the first element. It will scroll and view and check where my element is found, and it will stop there. Once that is true, it will stop there, and then if I say element dot click, it will click on that. Okay, I'll just put a thread dot sleep here so that you can see it carefully. So I'll just put 3 seconds wait here. Okay, so first I have typecasted my driver instance into the JavaScript executor using this reference variable of JavaScript executor. I am accessing the method execute script to take me or to scroll me to the element of my interest, and this is the location of the web element of this get help link. Okay, so I'll have to pass this here inside this method as the second argument, and this is the method that will take you to that particular element. Okay, once it is found, it will stop the scrolling and it will click that element. Okay, so if I go back and first what it will do, it will open the website, it will look for that particular element, it will scroll into view. Okay, that means it will search for the element that I want to be found, and this is my element, so it will stop here and then it will click on this. Once it will click on this, it will take me to this page, which is help page. Okay, so let's see if it is doing so. So I'll just run this code. So it launched my browser, scroll me there, and see, get help link got clicked and I've been taken to help page. Okay, so this scroll into view method you use to scroll to a specified element on the page. Okay, but sometimes this method doesn't work. It doesn't work at the dynamic loading pages. Now this page, that is godaddy.com, that we have seen, it's not dynamic. Everything is static here. So here scroll into view method is useful. But in order to scroll to a particular element in dynamic loading pages, this method, scroll into view method, will not be of use. It won't work there. For example, I'll just show you one website. It's an e-commerce website, myntra.com, and say I have this product. Okay, this is the PLP page, product listing page of this e-commerce website, okay, of women's category. So you can see that there are 38,567 products. Okay, so if you just do a scroll, you can see that it is loading the pages and loading the products at the same time. So here, if you do use the scroll into view method, this won't work. Say if you want to click to this particular product, okay, so first it would need to come to this area, to the middle of the page where this product is found, and then it will do a click. But this, if you use this scroll into view method here in the dynamic loading pages, this won't work. So this understand in the later sessions, wherein I'll tell you how to scroll to a particular element in dynamic loading pages. Okay, and I will also let you know one very important scrolling way, wherein you are scrolling a web element inside the web element. Okay, so that's going to be a very special session. So I'll just end this session here. In this session, I just told you the simple scrolling methods and simple JavaScript code that you can use to scroll vertically the web pages. And similarly, if you want to do a horizontal scroll, you have to just instead of writing the value 0 over here, you have to just put a value, say you can say 100 here, but this time this value will be 0. Okay, so this is very simple because you are doing a horizontal scroll, so you put a value here on the left, but this will remain 0. Okay, and if similarly if you are doing a left or right, it depends on your requirements. Okay, so if you understood the vertical scroll, you can definitely do the horizontal scroll. Okay, but mostly we follow the vertical scrolls on the web pages. Okay, but definitely we will learn the horizontal scrolls as well, wherein we will be understanding how to scroll the web element inside the web element in the next session. And also I'll tell you how to scroll to a particular element on the dynamic loading of web pages. Okay, so till then you practice these scrolling methods, and see you in the next session of scrolling of web pages part 2. Till then, you have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye. Take care.